Hi guys, welcome to eerified. This is the place where we talk about everything supernatural. Okay, so today I have a very special guest. Not only he is a very popular TikToker and Instagrammer, KOL influencer slash a lot of things.
Wow.
At the same time, he's also my very close friend,
Yeah.
the Alex Ho.
The Alex
Yeah,
Ho,
the Alex Ho.
Nice.
So it means how influential he is in my life. These are the only things I will be saying in this podcast because I don't think.
You don't
Yeah,
think.
I don't think I will. We are that. So
Okay,
hard-headed to each
anyways,
other.
hi guys.
Okay.
Nice to meet you
Yeah.
guys. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yay! Okay. Anyways, we got a backstory. We actually became close through the love for horror stuff.
Yes.
So that is why when I have this show, I was like, okay, I have to get Alex here today because he has a lot of stories.
Yeah,
Prepared
I've
for
always
us.
been attracted to everything supernatural, and regarding of like the genre of movies I would like to watch, I specifically and honestly like watching horror movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and recently you told me that back then you told me that you watched how many horror movies?
Also
you
back
watched?
then, because I'm from University Malaya, so there was this one year of my studies, probably the second year, I watched every single horror movie released in the cinema. I cleared it for the whole year.
You watch it alone.
Sometimes.
I cannot. I don't think I would. Not even at my own house. I don't think I can ever watch horror stuff alone. But like maybe stories okay, but definitely not alone at night or at home.
Are you afraid of the supernatural, Jam?
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Because they are very super and they are not natural. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyway. Okay, the room is very cold already, and my joke is also very cold. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
So okay, anyways, I need to proceed with my first question.
Yes.
But I think it's definitely a yes from you lah. But I
Yeah.
need to ask this to all my guests lah. Okay?
Yes.
Do you believe in supernatural?
I would like to tell you guys a bit of my background. So first of all, I'm Chinese. I am from Penang, and Penang is primarily quite a Chinese state.
Yeah, community.
Yeah. So yes, I am pretty superstitious, and I do believe in the supernatural definitely.
Okay, so what makes you believe? Is it because just culturally you are being more influenced to that, or you actually have experiences?
I've definitely heard stories, but being a Buddhist myself, and being from a culturally rich family, I have definitely had my fair shares of listening to things that happen to other people, and also because we are quite religious, I would like to think that I'm still religious now, but coming from a religious family, we do believe in like reincarnation and seeing entities that you're not supposed to see at certain times of the day. Yeah, these things do happen.
Have you seen it yourself? I feel I never asked you this directly. before.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So today, I have quite a few stories to tell.
Okay.
But I would like to slowly touch from my life in Penang to my life in KL, because I was originally from Penang. So if you guys don't know, I'm actually from a high school called Penang Free School. We are the oldest English school in Southeast Asia.
Not
so
just
the
in
whole,
Malaysia.
Yeah, not just in Malaysia. So if you guys, I think it's still there, but your sejarah textbook, my school is actually mentioned.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and we are a really old school, almost 200 years old, if I'm not wrong. And so back then, while I was studying, our past principals are all white people.
Okay.
Because we used to be colonized, right? So our principal's name would be like Pinhorn, Cheeseman. Yeah, the name of the principals are white people who used to be principals in our school. That's how old my school is.
I know. So are you gonna tell me there's a lot of story coming from there?
Yeah, so
you're ready?
Primarily, my school supposedly is one of the most haunted school known in Asia. But I have not seen anything before.
Why do you want to see so much? Okay, now I continue.
So I'm so sad because I studied there, and I even went back for Form 6. Because I'm like, impossible. I didn't see anything. But going back, unfortunately, I didn't see anything. But my friends have had all kinds of encounters back in high school, and I used to listen to things like that.
And you're jealous, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so are you ready to tell us the stories ready?
Yes, but let me cough my lungs
Yeah.
out.
Anyway, guys, Alex is not feeling very well, but
Yeah.
he actually still made the effort to come to my show. So thank you so much. So if he coughs or anything, please, please don't mind it.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Tomorrow is actually my birthday.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm here
Happy
talking
birthday.
about.
Doesn't matter. It's not the actual day, so don't. It doesn't affect anything.
Okay, okay.
So you have to say it faster, so that you know it's not closer to your birthday.
I see.
If it makes sense, lah.
Okay.
Okay, then are we ready?
Okay.
He looked at me like I'm very bad at talking because he's very good. He's a very good speaker.
But
so.
it's so rare because usually when I meet Jem, it's in such a casual and non-professional setting. It is so nice seeing him trying to host this.
So now it's like, hi, you know, the Alex.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll continue. Faster say lah.
Okay. So back when I was studying in high school, as you know, all our principals are.
Passed away.
Yeah, I mean, no, they are white people.
Okay. Alright.
Of course, they pass away. I feel like everyone dies at some point, yeah?
Alright.
So, there are a lot of after-school activities in my school, right?
Yeah.
And thankfully, I don't really join those things. Because back then, I was in the taekwondo club. We don't really need to stay after school. We just practice and go home. But of course, there are like scouts, cultural events. So, my school is quite a big school. And it has always been a lore in my school known among students. Because my sister is from another English school. It's called St. George's.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Also
and
in Penang.
I'm from Penang Free School. So apparently there is this law where under the hall of my school, there is a war tunnel that leads all the way to my sister's school.
Oh.
So they use it to transport patients back then during the war. It's like a patient route for people to bring in times of war.
Okay.
But I've never actually
Seen that
seen.
action.
But recently when we had our bicentennial celebration, apparently they were going to open up the passage for celebration.
Oh,
but
celebration.
I'm thinking it's just a tunnel actually.
Okay.
We don't actually know if it's like a war tunnel or if they actually transported patients and all.
I'm pretty
But it's
sure.
just an interesting fact to
Yeah.
know.
You know when are they going to do it?
I don't know actually. I haven't been back to school in a long, long time.
Yeah, maybe we can, you know, people who are interested can make a tour or whatever.
Yeah, so I was part of a dance team back in high school last time. And my friend who was in school, one day when I went to school early in the morning, and he was just like, I have something to tell you. I don't know who to tell it to. I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? Like, you know. And he's Malay, by the way. And he just told me like a few days ago, they had a camp in school, right? And then I don't know why kids like to do this, but they had a bravery test. Yeah.
we had
So
that.
apparently, students were tied,
Okay.
eyes, and they were seated at the field because we had a huge field. My high school is a really, really big place. Like you could actually get lost in it. But regardless of where you are positioned, if you're a student there, you kind of know your way out. So the concept of the bravery test is to be tied there for an hour, and you just sit there lah,
At night?
at night.
Oh.
So they did this around 2 a.m. Yeah. So my friend was tied there. He was just seated there. Then suddenly, because his eyes were tight shut, he couldn't see. But then someone came to talk to him. And then they had a whole conversation in Malay lah. It's like, buat apa kat sini? Kenapa kena ikat? And it's like, oh lah, bukan lah, tengah buat test. He assumed that maybe it's one of the seniors who came to mess with him. So it's like, buat apa kat sini? Kenapa kena ikat semua? Oh tak lah, buat test kan. Then they were talking about their school experiences. But then, as they conversed further and further, my friend realized something is not right. Because my friend they were talking about our principal at that time. Back then, our principal was a Malay. But then he said a name where the principal wasn't there for a long time already. It was some other principal's name. Okay. Then my friend found it a bit weird. So my friend decided that maybe he needs to get out of that situation. Then while he was telling me with a straight face, so I didn't really think much. So he took off his blindfold And then there was no one there. So maybe he had a mini freaked out lah. And he knew where he was in the field. So he stood up, then he walked. He started searching, he started walking the field. There was no one there.
Okay.
Like at all. So yeah, so he was very puzzled. Just walking. So at last, beside our school, there's a very popular McDonald's actually. So nothing to do much. So he went to McDonald's. He sat all the way to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Then my seniors came running to the McDonald's. Just like, what are you doing here? We've been looking for you the whole hour. Where have you been? Then he's like, I've been walking the whole school, the field. I couldn't see anyone. But apparently, my seniors who were there, they were all looking for him all over the field. And no one saw my friend. And my friend was just wandering alone. My friend saw no one as well.
So probably he...
But it's impossible because where he was tied at was a very public place in the field. If he removed and he walked, you can definitely know. And my seniors were there, like they were guarding lah. Maybe they missed sight of him for a while. He just disappeared for 2 hours in midnight. And he couldn't see anyone until he saw his seniors after.
Yeah, so maybe because he went into another dimension.
So
Yeah,
apparently, in Malays they believe when you meet such entities, right? Sometimes they block you out from the outside world.
I
Yeah,
heard
they're
about
trying
that
to.
before.
Yeah. So I think he did enter alam lain untuk kejap lah, maybe like 2 jam macam tu.
But it's very interesting because I have heard that, sometimes when it's all about like frequency. So sometimes if your brain frequency or something, right, it matches, I don't know, somehow it will connect to a different dimension. So maybe your senior, he wasn't actually seeing entity, but maybe he was at another dimension.
Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe this...
But he did talk
to this
to that thing before that happened. So when he realized that the seniors have all been screaming his name, looking for him, and he wasn't there, because he had such a chill experience. But when he found out that moment, he told me that feeling he felt, he would never forget. Yeah, they almost called the police because he really just disappeared. When they saw him sitting at McDonald's, my seniors just started crying. They were like, kat sini
I
rupanya tak jumpa
tak
tadi.
payah bertanggungjawab dah. Something like that. But okay. But it gives me chills because imagine you're talking to the person.
Yeah.
But the senior knows, like the senior knows about
the
him.
worst part was the principal that he mentioned. After that, my friend went to find the principal, passed away like long time ago.
But the thing that was talking to your friend, he knows your friend's name. Like he talks like he knows him. Is it?
Doesn't
No.
know.
Oh.
Really like a stranger came to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And my school is a part asrama school. So there are a lot of full asrama kids. There are full-time asrama kids.
Okay, because
Yeah.
probably he is in another dimension. I don't know.
I
But
think he.
it's a
But
very
I was very
interesting-
impressed lah when I heard. I was like, oh my god, coolnya, hilang macam tu. Masuk alam lain, I was
Your
like
horrible
jealousnya. Tak pernah I cuba this kind of experience.
Pretty sure korang bukan kawan lagi kan?
Yeah,
Sebab dia
yeah.
benci
I hope
you
he's
after
doing
that.
well.
Say hello to whoever your friend is.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Okay, that's quite creepy.
Yeah, so that's back in my life in Penang. And then
Oh, still
I've
got-
had a lot of rich experiences. I have had students exchange program to Thailand, to Japan.
Thailand?
Yeah. So,
Okay, tell me the one that you feel like you can.
okay, this one's related to me.
Oh.
So, while I was studying in Form 4, I had the chance to represent Malaysia in this program called AFS, where they send kids to other countries for an exchange program.
Okay.
And thankfully, for the first time, I got to go to Japan representing Malaysia.
Oh, wow. She's a highly intelligent.
Yeah, it was a very fun experience. And during the 3 weeks program, we got to stay with a foster family for 1 week.
I think I heard you talk about this
Yeah,
thing, but
so I
not sure
actually
about-
got to try the Japanese life of going to a Japanese high school, having my own bento, sitting in a bus. But the family I stayed in, it was near Nagoya, and they own a huge recycling center. So I was very excited back then. A 16-year-old boy, first time to Japan. I thought it was so fun. It was also my first time experiencing winter.
Okay.
Right. So
Nice.
when I reached my foster family's place, the first day, so it was very late at night, and I had school orientation the next day. So they were like, "Come, let us bring you to sleep."
First day.
Yeah, and it was winter. It was snowing, so it was like a mini recycling factory. Their house was on top of the recycling factory.
Okay.
But then when we reached all the way on top, I was like, so where am I sleeping tonight? They was like, oh, okay, let's bring you. I was not sleeping in that house. So that house had an outdoor bridge that's connected to another building. And it was a Japanese style house. And they placed me there for the night. They was like, oh, you're sleeping here tonight. I was like, okay, cool. Then the walls and the house, right, was very Japanese feeling. It was like those wooden,
Like tatami
yeah,
style.
and like the walls were made of like paper.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that freaked me out most was the night light in the room was green in color.
Why
Never
would people
mind.
do that?
It was my first time winter, and the night light was green, and I definitely slept the light on because I was a bit
Wait,
like,
you slept with the green lights on?
yeah.
Okay, continue.
So honestly, right, I didn't sleep at all that night. I kept feeling like someone was watching over while I was sleeping. And then it gets freakier because there is a bathroom in that house. But when I asked them, oh, so where do I shower? Oh, you can't use the bathroom in this house. You need to go to the main house. I'm like, okay. So that night I didn't really sleep. And I tried my best to sleep because I had school the next day. But the next day finally came, and I asked my foster brother. I was like, love the place, by the way. So nice, Japanese style. But yeah, who used to stay there? Why am I staying there alone? Q, this is what he said to my face. Yeah, hey, really, sugoi ne? My grandpa or grandma used to stay there. But it's okay, they passed away a long time ago.
Oh my God.
I was like, they put me there, 16-year-old, staying alone at their grandparents' place where they are not there for a long time. I freaked out. Then I asked if I could stay in their living room. So the remaining 6 days, I slept on their sofa.
Okay,
And I
so-
slept well after that.
So you didn't go sleep in the room anymore?
So he brought me to tour the house after. He's just like, oh, let me show you around.
Okay.
That house is just an abandoned Japanese house. Nobody stays there. And they thought it's such a brilliant idea to bring an exchange student flew all the way from Malaysia to stay at the grandparents' room. I was like,
So wait, the house is empty.
Yeah.
Above the recycle factory.
that's
is
the
empty.
thing. The recycle center, their house, the grandparents' house is just next door.
Oh.
But the highest floor is connected by like a
Oh,
bridge.
okay.
Yeah.
So you technically stay at the grandparents' house.
Yeah. That
Which-
passed away a long time ago,
my God.
alone in winter in Japan, where I was alone. I thought to myself, if anything happened that time, right, nobody can find me.
This
really.
sounds like a very amazing beginning of a horror
yeah.
Japanese movie, like
Yeah.
a foreigner go to a Japanese family. You know, like.
But I was quite
yeah.
excited. Like, if anything happened, I thought like, oh my god,
You can
I have my digital camera. I can totally like, you know,
Your obsession with seeing.
yeah. But then nothing happened. But that was the closest thing that happened to me lah. That I felt like something was watching over me when I slept.
Yeah, sometimes right. Yeah, sometimes when you especially go to hotels and all, I don't know, like, maybe it's just like 心理作用 lah. Like, you know, like you always feel like someone is looking at you. But okay, hopefully nothing lah. But I mean, so far, okay, technically I also have never experienced it before.
Yeah.
So yeah, but okay, I hope maybe one day you could experience.
Okay, so that was the experience that I was close enough. So the next experience, the supernatural experience that I had, fortunately it was a very heartwarming one.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So my grandma passed away, right? And then my mom was really close to my grandma. And I know that she was really sad that time, and she really wished it didn't happen. And we were all there for her. We went back to my grandma's place in Johor. So in Chinese belief, when a person just passed away, maybe for like the first 3 days, the person that passed away will come back to the house and do its usual routine. Sometimes it's because they don't know they have passed on, or sometimes maybe it's just a process. So while we went back for the funeral, we all stayed at my grandma's house because my mom just wanted to feel close to my grandma. And we were all staying on the second floor. And then I remember I didn't get much sleep because we were like trying to do the funeral and all. But there was this one time, around like 3 a.m., I woke up. I saw my mom sitting by the staircase alone, above. And then she was just like blank. So I just went to her, I was like, hey, Minnie, okay ma, 做没做? And she's like, shh, 你听. And I was like, 听什么? I was like, 你听. Then, so I sat there in the silence, in the dark at 3 a.m. with her. We just listening, and I could hear it was sounds of people cooking in the kitchen. Then she held my hand, she's like, 我记得阿妈回来了，她在煮东西. And then my mom started crying, and I felt so bad that time. And even though it was a supernatural experience, but because my mom didn't get to see my grandma the moment she passed away, so that brief moment when my grandma was back, my mom felt very relieved, I think. So I just sat with her at the staircase. Yeah. But I don't know if I was too tired. I don't know if I actually heard the sound. Sometimes I would doubt. I'm like, actually, maybe the sound didn't. But thinking back, the sounds were very clear. Like, I do feel like my grandma actually came back.
But you and your mom both heard it, right?
Yeah, me and my mom both heard it. In fact, even the next day, like when we asked around our relatives, they all heard different things or times where my grandma will be back in the house, like 拉椅子来坐啊, pull the chair to sit and all, yeah.
That the 拉椅子 a bit sounds a bit freaky, but
Yeah.
the signal is very warm.
But it's funny lah. Then my uncle's like, 哎，阿妈没有给4个字.
Yeah,
Like didn't ask for total number. Yeah.
That is a very Chinese thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly, guys. You know, when we talk about supernatural stuff, right? We always thought that everything has to be very freaky, scary, and it's very negative.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of examples like this that's very heartwarming. You know, you reminisce your loved one.
It's not all bad lah.
Yeah.
So I've experienced a lot of things where I've listened to things, people that happen that's a bit freaky. But there are also instances where, you know, it's just a visitation or a relative that has passed, and it actually brings a lot of warmth to your heart. Yeah.
Exactly. Because a very funny story with my grandmother also. My grandmother, who when she passed away, it also seemed like you, like, you know, like they would come back to visit. Apparently, they would come back to visit the loved ones. So she came back, and then okay, I was sleeping with my maid lah. And then this is a bit heartwarming, but at the same time also quite funny. So we were sleeping with my maid. So she suddenly felt like someone massaging her leg. So she just suddenly screamed out of nowhere, like, ah! It was like, they were like, kakak, apa? Like, we were like all sleeping, like very kanjong, because we actually like, we know that, we can sense that my grandma is home. Then she's like, ada orang urut kaki saya. Then I'm like, wow. But okay, I mean at the time we were like, yeah. At the time we were very like freaked out. But after that, the next day when you think about it, it's because my maid always helped my grandma to like urut her kaki before.
So it's sort of like repaying the act.
So it's like, it's very funny, but at the same time it can be freaky. But actually after that you listen to it, it's like actually quite sweet, quite cute lah. But yeah lah, but grandma, don't do it to me lah. I will be freaked out also. But yeah. Okay, so we are done with
Yes.
So we are done with the heartwarming ones.
Yes.
So are you?
So finally
ready?
comes my main story.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's not the main.
That's not the main story. So all these mini stories of just me telling you all, because I really like the supernatural. So these stories that I hear, I always keep it close to my heart. Because where else can you hear it? I don't think anyone else would have experiences that I had. So here comes this main story. I've told this horror story so many times. I've lost count.
But so, I think I heard of it before.
Yeah, I think I've told Jem before, but it will be the first time. And I'm sure banyak budak-budak local uni maybe dah pernah dengar story ni. So this story is so popular. I'm from UM, University Malaya. My sister's from UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. We have both heard the same story.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm from a local uni UM. Our first year, everyone has to stay compulsory in the hostel. And you don't get to choose where it is. You just have to stay for a year. So that's 2 semesters. Ready, Jem?
Yes, ready.
Yeah.
I hope.
nak mampus weh. 我喝一口水。
喝水。
Okay. So, I've heard this story a lot, and I'm just gonna tell you. There's this famous lore. When I heard it was UMP, the university that's near the Thai border.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it happened there.
Always, of course.
But I
it
don't
has
know
to
where
be
this
Thailand.
law is from lah. So, back when we had exam seasons, as usual, semua pelajar akan belajar kat mana? Asrama sebab free. Yeah.
Boleh. Saya tak
So,
ada. Sebab
back-
saya tak.
you
just
tak
kidding.
asrama lah.
Tak asrama.
Yeah, so back then, there was this Malay kid. He was up studying because it was exam season. Yeah, and even from UM, right, we have heard a lot of horror stories from our asrama, and it's quite normal lah. You don't think too much about it. So, this person who was studying, he was just studying all through the night, like normal, right? He just studying. So normal, study 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Then it reached the 4 a.m. mark. Yeah, so he was studying really hard. And then usually our desk kita buka lampu kan because you can't on the main light. Roommate dia tengah tidur. So dia tengah belajar.
Ada roommate lah, ada roommate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suddenly he started hearing a little girl running down the corridor laughing. Then he thought, that's so weird. Because memang ada warden kat situ kan yang jaga asrama. Tapi warden tu tak kahwin, tak ada anak. So the guy thought, so weird lah, got kid. He felt a bit rude.
So definitely there's no impossible got kid there lah, right?
Yeah, impossible as a kid lah. So dia continue lah belajar. He didn't think too much. Maybe he was tired. Then it became louder. Running, and then it became loud to a point where he realized that the kid was running right outside his door.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, he was quite a smart kid. Dia cakap, you know, they say when bila nampak jin kan, we have to act like the jin tak ada kat situ.
Okay.
So, he didn't pay much attention. Studying. Brave.
Very
Sangat
brave, very brave.
Berani dia. Then, it stopped. Then he continued studying. Study. Suddenly he froze. Cause on his desk, he had a mirror.
Okay, I'm not
So
ready
he
for
was
this.
studying. He froze because he looked in the mirror. That kid was just looking at him through the mirror behind him. Here, the kid was just... So he froze. But masih sangat berani. He didn't say anything. He acted like the kid wasn't there. Then he slowly closed his book.
Time to sleep.
Penat lah hari ni kita belajar, esok kita nak exam. He pulled his chair, slowly went to the bed, close.
Okay.
Then he tried to sleep lah.
Okay.
The roommate was like gone, like asleep.
Sleep.
My friend was sleeping, sleep. Then he started hearing the kid laughing. Ketawa. Then he peeped through his blanket. Cause it was bed, desk, and then they had almari seorang satu. The kid was seated on top of the almari.
Oh my god, just imagining it.
But he was smart till this point. Dia tak buat apa-apa
He's
kan.
still not
Dia
finished
anggap
lah.
Jin macam tak ada kan. Then the kid was just laughing. Then he really tried his best to go back to sleep. So while he covered, he slept. Then the kid started talking lah in Malay kan. Laugh. Laugh to a point the kid started. Ya, satu dah tidur. Satu lagi pura-pura tidur Oh my god, when I I was genuinely scared. Cause all the asrama kids, right, we always heard of little small kids like kacau-kacau orang lah. But this one was so direct that it could point out which one was fake sleeping. And that particular guy who had that incident, he had high fever for 1 week after that. It took him a really long time to recover. Then he actually had to go see a bomber. Yeah, so that's the story.
So he ended going to see the bomber. But after that...
But he ended up getting A for the exam.
Okay, maybe the kid kind of like...
Yeah.
Like how to say...
But I would say this,
good.
now that I'm here, I've always wanted to mention the setting for asrama in local uni, right, is honestly such a perfect setting for these things to happen. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, why?
My asrama back in UM, the toilet, right, the shower is communal, is shared.
Okay.
You know, the light only ons automatically if you are in the bathroom.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, as far as I know, I thought it's like back then it's always like.
Yeah, I don't know lah. UM thing like high tech. So there was once my friend, he was showering around like 3-4 a.m. cause again studying for exam. Shower. The light automatic kan. Suddenly the lights went off and he freaked out a bit. Freaked out.
Oh, this is your friend's story.
Yeah, my friend's story. Then after that the lights came back on. But the lights only come back on if someone walks through the door. But then he was very sure that no one walked through the door. Cause first it was 4 a.m. Second, my other friend was waiting for my friend outside. And the whole time there, my friend saw no one walk through the door. So the light started going tuk, 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 tuk. And my friend was like, oh, wow, shower as fast as he can. Yeah.
Serious man? I thought, oh my god.
Yeah.
But is it possible that because, you know, when she's showering, so she just move around so it sends steam or something? Like, is it possible? No.
I am not sure lah, but I used to shower there. I used to think that it's very weird. Maybe the sensor is not the most accurate lah. But that being said, cause we're talking about shower rooms, right? So in UKM, my sister's hostel, there's a very popular story of a girl. Yeah. So as you guys know, the asrama, even UKM, US, semua sama kan, dia memang it's a shared bathroom situation. So there was this girl, same lah, exam season, dia nak pergi mandi lepas dia belajar. So it was around like just to keep her awake.
Okay.
So like 3-4 a.m. Actually the students asking for it. 3-4 a.m. go and shower.
Why would
asking
you do
for
that?
it. She went to shower. Shower. Then last time the communal bathrooms, right? It's all shared kan. But you can hear when the cubicle next to you if someone enters.
Yes.
So she was showering. Then she heard someone next to her started showering as well. Then the person asked her, tengah belajar ke? It's like, yeah, esok exam. Faculty mana? Oh, like engineering. Talk. Then the girl dropped her shampoo.
I know where it's gonna go.
Then go drop. Then the girl turned down to take the shampoo. Then she looked. Can hear that the person is showering. But when she looked over, and they had the longest conversation ever, but when she looked over, there was no one in the next cubicle. Then she got up. Then she's like, oh, okay, dah siap mandi, nak pergi dah. Then the voice next to her said, dah siap mandi ke dah tahu? Girl freaked out, ran out of the bathroom naked. Yeah, but it was quite a well-known story because she just started screaming after that.
Oh,
yeah.
Exactly, like, why? I don't understand. Why would you guys, I mean, shower at such late hours?
But I understand because we don't have heater. So when we want to stay awake, a cold shower really wakes you up.
But still, okay, and I personally never stayed in an asrama before.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could ever do that.
But I liked it lah. My asrama, my hostel experience, I think taught me a lot. But yeah, those were all the stories that I've heard throughout my life.
Okay, thanks for your stories. Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. For now, I'm gonna share one story from our viewers. Yeah, this one also very interestingly because you mentioned about her hearing footsteps outside. I feel like it's a very common thing. I feel like those things like to catch out people like that lah.
Yeah.
So I have a story from our viewer, and also just if you don't know yet, we are already actually starting to collect stories from you. So if you have any stories that you will want to share with us and to be in this podcast, please go to eerified Instagram or go to my personal Instagram, Jen, to send your stories.
Yay.
So this is a story sent by, actually, technically, she's my friend. I will call her Nin for this story, okay? Okay, so this is, actually, right, when I receive a story, I will actually craft the story first. I will read through and then I will reorganize how to tell the stories. But I don't have to do this for her because she has done it so well. So I will just read it directly from her account.
Yeah,
okay?
takonya.
Takonya, okay.
Okay.
So our backstory, Nin is actually she's a Chinese and Thai mixed distant. So you know where it's gonna go. Okay, anyway, I will start reading her story. Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna share my supernatural experiences in Sukhothai.
Sukhothai.
Yeah, correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of Thailand's ancient capitals, rich in history and legends. Hey, never in my life did I think I would be visiting such a historical city. It was an honor that my family was invited to attend a special temple event. Alright, so far so good. Temple. Okay, our family booked some nice villas with a huge swimming pool not far from the temple. The moment I arrived at the villa's entrance, I had a strong feeling that if I walked through that door, something was gonna happen. I felt like there were so many invisible eyes staring at us. We knocked the room door, asked for permission to stay, and went for dinner after keeping our stuffs. So basically, she did what the usual Chinese do,
Yeah,
knock
you
on,
ding dong on the door,
and ask for permission.
Yeah, ask for permission.
Okay, so I will continue. So after having dinner outside, all of us were hanging out in front of our villa, enjoying some snacks and drinks, while two of my niece and nephew went swimming with our Thai driver uncle. At first, it was okay, nothing weird, so we enjoyed chilling and chit-chatting all night. Around 11 p.m., my mom and I went back to our room. I heard footsteps walking in front of our villa. At first, I thought it was my nephew because he can be mischievous sometimes. The brave me peeked outside through the window but saw nobody. So I closed the curtain. A few minutes later, I heard the footsteps again, walking in front of my room, up the stairs, and stopping right in front of our door. This time I thought it might be my aunt, as my aunt and her elder sister hadn't met for a long time. Maybe they wanted to catch up or something. But why didn't she knock the door? That was weird. Coincidentally, that period was the Chinese 7 lunar month, aka the Hungry Ghost month. I'm sure many people are familiar with the taboo about don't call names at night because it might be a ghost trying to make you acknowledge them, right? Yes, this I agree. I have heard this a lot also. But growing up in a Chinese Siamese family, some of us don't really take Chinese culture seriously. So I peeked through the curtain again and nobody was at the door. She's very brave, she peeked through a second time. But this time I saw 4 to 5 transparent male and female figures standing in the swimming pool. Oh my god, it's in the swimming pool, with their backs facing me. I was shocked. I immediately looked away and closed the curtain. I tried to tell myself that maybe I was just tired. The journey from Chiang Mai to Sukhothai was long and exhausting. But deep inside, I just needed to make sure one more time. She's really brave. Why would you do that,
Really
Nin?
brave.
A few seconds after closing the curtain, I peeked through it again and yep, this time I was pretty sure those transparent figures standing in the swimming pool were creatures from a different realm. Were they water ghosts? I've heard of the Chinese taboo about avoiding water activities during the Hungry Ghost month, as those water ghosts are searching for a replacement. I literally stared at them for a few seconds, looked away, and looked back. They were still there. So these people are, maybe they just want to join the fun.
Fun.
Yeah, barbecuing, eating,
Songkran.
yeah. Maybe, who knows, right? Okay, after realizing they were definitely not humans, and before they turned their heads to look at me, I quickly closed the curtain, jumped on the bed, prayed to all deities to protect me that night, and went to sleep. However, the ghost in our room definitely hated being in the cold room. It kept switching off the air conditioning in the middle of the night. My mom and I woke up 2 to 3 times because it was so hot, and we kept asking each other, did you switch off the aircon? It was definitely not me or my mom. And honestly, we were low-key glad that the ghost didn't reply, saying he or she was the one who switched it off. Cute, She still put a POV, make some jokes and all. The next day, we all went to the temple and decided to share what we have encountered that night before. Turned out, we weren't the only ones who got disturbed. My niece told us that while she was video calling and talking loudly at night, she heard angry voices complaining and scolding her in a language that no humans can understand. She got scared, apologized, and quickly went to sleep. My cousins had nightmares that night. My mom actually noticed something strange when we first arrived. There was no wind at all, but this one tree in the corner was shaking really hard for no reasons. We all laughed it off, and then our Thai driver uncle asked us, "Did you slip a coin under the bed to rent it?" This is something very new to me. We all said no, thinking that knocking on the door and asking for permission before entering the room was more than enough. We only had heard about slipping a coin under the bed in hospitals, but not in hotels, so we learned something new that day. We didn't know that this coin ritual was a practice in Thailand. Guess what? My cousin sister wouldn't allow her kids to swim in the pool anymore, as she should. My niece and nephew kept begging to know what I saw that night, but I didn't tell them. On the second night, there was still a battle with the air conditioning, but it was okay. We tried to be understanding. It has been a year and a half, yet I still remember this experience so clearly, as if it was just yesterday. That's all for the story. Thank you. Thank you. Very well written, actually. I was surprised.
She made it feel like a documentary.
A documentary. But yeah, have you heard of the coin sipping tradition?
Yeah, apparently in Thailand it's a thing. So back when I did my students exchange in Thailand, yeah, but actually very highly religious.
I've never heard of it because I know that knocking the door and all is a very like biasa punya rituals. But I also heard that if you are sleeping alone, especially, place sweets around your bed. Yeah. Okay, this is just a very quick story from my cousin. Kenapa?
Yeah.
Tiba-tiba. Okay, anyway, cool. So this is a story from my cousin brother. He was staying alone at this hotel. So while he was sleeping, he heard kids playing around in the room. But of course, obviously, you already know that it's impossible, right? You stay alone.
Yeah.
Mana lah datang budak. So he remembered that I think my uncle or like my aunt told him that put sweets around the bed. So he did. He put sweets like around the bed, and then he actually surprisingly managed to sleep. But the next day he woke up. This to his account, right? All the sweets were like open. So like somebody actually like consumed the sweets. So yeah, like all these rituals, we do not know if it's like it's a.
But it's always a good precaution to know these things, just in case if you ever need a peace of mind, you can at least practice these things when you're alone.
Yeah, exactly. And also, they say that you can bring, like for the Buddhists, you can bring a fu. Yeah, but I don't know how true it is lah. But I mean, of course, if you guys have any. If you guys heard of any like rituals that are very uncommon, please come to our Instagram and let us know, okay? Anyways, so I guess today's time is almost there. Thank you for coming, Alex.
Thank you.
Being in a condition where you keep coughing.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe through the cuts you won't realize it, but actually Alex has
coughing
been
a lot today. I'm still recovering,
lot.
but I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to share my supernatural stories that I've heard in the past. I would love to be back next time.
Yes,
if I hear anything new, you guys will be the first to know.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Please come back for a second episode. And all right, thank you for today. Thank you guys, and stay safe.